Hey, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope the audio is clear. I hope everybody is doing well. It's been a minute since your girl came live with an edition of Trendsetter Talks. And I see a lot has changed with StreamYard. So I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I hope you are rested and well refreshed, feeling rejuvenated, ready for the week ahead. I got some good stuff to chat about tonight. Hello, Jim Rockford. Hello, Motivate TV. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Cool to the Fools, Boss Life. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? So, I am here with another edition, my fall edition of Trendsetter Talks. And basically, what we're going to be doing is just kind of chit chatting, going over some things that we can do with regards to our self care, because as the seasons are getting ready to shift and things are going to get a little bit cooler, we need to adjust our routines. On Trendsetter Talks, we often cover hair, skin, beauty, as well as trending topics. So, with that being said, you just finished your last cinnamon roll order. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. With that being said, I'm going to hop right into that for tonight, okay? I'm hoping the audio is good. No one has said they couldn't hear me very well. So we're going to go ahead and jump right on in here, okay? So, let me try to bring this up here so I can see the comments, y'all. It's a little bit of a lag. I apologize for that. Everybody had a good weekend, I'm hoping. And I'm hoping everybody feels welcome. If you're enjoying the chill, laid back vibes, please don't forget to blow dry on the like button for me. That really helps with the way the content is shared and distributed on the channel. It lets YouTube know that you're engaging and you're enjoying the content. So please don't forget to do that for me. And if you know others who might be interested, please share this video out with someone you think might enjoy this type of content. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, so without further ado, like I said, I'm going to jump right into my commentary for tonight. This is my fall glow up edition. I'm going to be pretty much touching on natural hair, skincare, some of the trending items, because it's the fall season, so there's a shift and there's some trends, and we're going to talk about them. Will these be trends that we try, or are we going to stick with our old trusty faves? We're going to also cover some fitness trends for the cooler months, and if we have time, we'll get into a little bit of business boost for home-based business owners. All right. So, yes, that's what we're going to get into on tonight. So, previously, my Trendsetter Talks show was a every Sunday night show for years. And I've taken a little bit of a hiatus for a couple of months because work and life has been lifing. But we're trying to get back into the swing of things. So we're here. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate your support and coming out. And definitely feel free to jump in and chime in on the conversation if you feel so inclined to do so. Definitely don't hesitate to chime in on the commentary. Now, without further ado, I'm Pandi of Pandi's Beauty and Beyond, formerly known as Pandi's Hair Candy and More. And welcome. I hope you feel welcome. On tonight's agenda, we are just going to be talking about leveling up, getting ready for the fall, preparing for our fall glow up, taking a look at some of what are the hottest trends right now in natural hair care, skincare, fitness, and of course, get a little bit of self-care motivation in there. I love to do self-care motivation. It truly helps keep me grounded. I think it is a blessing to be a blessing. So I hope that something here you hear on tonight will encourage you as well. And of course, just keep your spirits high and ready to slay in this season that we're approaching. I know it's still a bit warm here where I am on the southeast coast, but it's getting chilly by the day, okay? So, as you can see on this agenda, we're going to talk about some of the top 3 fall trends for natural hair, a few fall skincare must-haves, and a fitness move or two, something that will be new for some, different for others, okay? And we'll take a look at some of the fall skincare must-haves for this season as well, just to see what's new and what's currently trending for the fall and winter season. So I hope y'all enjoy that as well. And lastly, like I said, if we get to it, we'll take a look at the small business or home-based business spotlight, because I want to touch on that as well. So, of course, like I said, being Pandi's Hair Candy and More, formerly, and being a former licensed cosmetologist and beauty salon owner, my true love and passion is for hair. Even though I'm not in the industry anymore, I tell people often that it's much like riding a bike. It's one of those things that it never goes away. It never leaves you. You never forget it. It is a skill. It is a gift. And if you have it, you are truly blessed. It can help you to save money. However, sometimes there's nothing wrong with treating yourself and going out and pampering yourself to get your hair done professionally. But in particularly, if you are a naturalista, I recently just did a 4-part fall self-care reset series, and we talked about all the different things that you have to adjust going into these cooler months and things. So in keeping with that trend, I wanted to share one of my favorite fall natural hair trends, which is currently trending, by the way, and I think it's been trending for quite some time, but something simple that you probably already have in your pantry that you can do to really help your hair in these cold, brisk winter seasons. And that is a DIY honey and olive oil treatment. So if you are finding that as a naturalista, you're going through, hair products cost an arm and a leg these days, try this simple DIY regimen to get your tresses back popping, okay? Right now, the honey and olive oil mass DIY treatment, it is trending, it is popping, it is definitely a deep treatment, one that I've been using consistently. And it definitely does help to hydrate your hair. It definitely does help to seal in moisture. And you're going to need that going into these cooler months. So if you are not familiar with it, let me know and I'll be happy to share. It's very simple to make. Really, you make it to your liking and to your consistency. If you have thicker hair, of course, you want to make it a little thicker. And if you have finer hair, you want to make it a little looser and a little bit more liquefied, if you will. But this, by far, is trending commercially where, people are paying upwards of $25, $30 for these types of treatments. When, like I said, if you have these items already at home in your kitchen, in your pantry, I say go in that kitchen and get to mixing. You simply are creating your own deep conditioner or hair mask. I think you'll find it to be enjoyable. So that is the first thing that I wanted to touch on. And come down here. Make sure I'm not missing anyone. All right. Nope, we're not, so we're going to keep it going. The next item that I wanted to talk to y'all about with regard to these cooler months and your natural hair, especially if you are a type 4 natural, meaning that your hair is more on the coily. Oh, this is Edwana. Hey, Edwana. I didn't know that was you. Good to see you, girlfriend. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. Girl, I'm sitting here. I'm trying to get my hours back up, child. Your daughter and you have thick hair. Yes, you do have thick hair, and you got the natural hair as well. So I know you already know. Um, about the DIY treatments, honey. Yes. Mine is finally starting to thrive after 17 years of being natural. After being a licensed stylist and all, honey. But you know, everybody's hair is different. And then you add age on top of it. And it's just, I feel like I learn something new every day with my hair. Absolutely. So the next item I wanted to touch on is protective styles. Okay. This is going to be another key step in dealing with our natural hair, maintaining our natural hair, retaining length. You're going to want to opt for protective styles. And honestly, I'm going to be delving more into that later this week because about 6 months ago, I did a video where there was some shocking investigative reports, consumer reports that had came out that were citing certain synthetic hair braiding companies with having alarming toxic carcinogens and all sorts of volatile organisms within the synthetic braiding hair that we've been all using for years. And you know, as a natural, we go to the synthetic hair as a form of protective styling. So I dropped a video on that 6 months ago, and I'm getting ready to make a follow-up one, which I'll be putting up within the next day or two, just to give more insight. But I wanted to touch on, since we're going into these cooler months, making sure that you are definitely hydrating your hair, at least if you can. Try to deep condition at least once every other week. Me personally, I try to do it once a week because my hair is thick and it gets super dry. And especially in the winter and colder months, it gets really dry. But if you can, yeah, you heard about that too. Yes, girl. I got to remember to, I'm going to link it, but definitely be on the lookout for this one that I got coming because I got some alternatives for us naturalistas. Okay. Because that raised all kind of red flags. And I was just like, oh my God, what are we going to do? You know, everything is unsafe for us now. Food, vegetables, groceries. I mean, everywhere we turn is something that is no longer safe that was once considered safe for us. So I got you covered, girly. But yeah, I wanted to really touch on this because, and this has taken me a while to adjust to too, because everyone knows that I love wigs. I started the majority of my content on this channel back in 2019 doing wig reviews. I still love a nasty old piece of wig, but I haven't been wearing them lately. I've been truly embracing my natural hair. And being that I'm still in the workforce, that can be a challenge because, you know, certain jobs, even though they're not supposed to treat you any kind of way for your natural hair expression, we all know that it does happen. No matter how neat or how well kept and well groomed it is, it's an issue. I will say that I think things are slightly changing and more employers are, you know, definitely a little bit more friendly and accepting when it comes to that. But that's a whole nother video, child. A whole nother video that we ain't even gonna get into. But I said all that to say this. Once you are natural and you are fully walking in your purpose and embracing your crown, which is your natural hair, there are things you can do as far as protective styling goes, as far as maintaining moisture and hydration, sealing in that moisture and hydration, as well as retaining your length. Because if your hair is not healthy, moisturized, and hydrated, it is going to break. If you are letting it get excessively dry, it is going to break. So I wanted to share these easy DIY protective styles as examples to show that, hey, look, you can still be stylish, you can still be trendy. There's different looks you can do. You can do flat twists, you can do mini twists, you can do wash and goes, twist outs, braid outs on your natural hair. You don't even have to add any extension hair, although that is an option as well. And as long as you're not using excessive tension, this is going to be your number one go-to protective styling and length retention styling option for these cooler months. So I just wanted to highlight on that and share that bit of info, okay, for those interested. And then next up, I wanted to touch on skincare. And if you guys missed my self-care reset series, I just did it last week. It was 4 parts. Check out the playlist. It can be found on the home page. Each of the videos is like 9.5 minutes long, so it's not a super long playlist. It just gives some inspiration and encouragement. So those were my top 3 natural hair protective styling recommendations, tips, twists, braids, and wash and goes. Okay, but overall, cleansing your hair regularly at least once a week. Clean hair is healthy hair. Keeping your hair hydrated, moisturized, and well conditioned is going to help aid, especially in the fall season. And we're talking about the fall edition of Trendsetter Talks tonight, okay? Now, next up, we know that just like our hair changes with the colder months, so does our skin, okay? And oftentimes we got to switch up our skincare routines because of the cooler weather. Okay? And when that happens, you often got to go for more. I know in the hotter months, we tend to be able to get away with more lighter weight moisturizers and serums and even cleansers. Whereas in the cooler months, you want to opt for something a bit heavier, not necessarily heavy where it's weighing down your pores or clogging your pores, but just something more lightweight. And one of the things that I saw that I have not tried, but I'm curious about, and I wanted to see what y'all's thoughts were on this as well, is right now, because we're going into the fall season, what I'm seeing trending is there is a big rave about pumpkin enzymes and using that as an exfoliant. It is like a trending seasonal fave. Apparently, it's supposed to buff away dullness fast, and it comes with a complete set of barrier-boosting oils that allegedly lock in hydration and keep the skin glowing all season long. Any of y'all familiar with that? And if so, let me know in the comments. I'm going to share a little bit of the research because I kind of went down the rabbit hole on this one because in all my 50 years, I had never heard of pumpkin-based or infused skincare, okay? But there are quite a bit of products out right now, in particularly if you're looking at Amazon, if you're looking at Ulta or Sephora or any of those major outlets. It's really like a big thing right now. And I'm just like, wow. So let me share some of the information that I found out about. Apparently, pumpkin extract is great for aging skin and dull skin. It is great for brightening and evening out skin tone and texture. And it comes highly recommended by many board certified dermatologists. Now, because of the exfoliating benefits, it states that you'll most often see it in face masks, scrubs, and cleansers. So right now, what I'm seeing a lot of promotion on is pumpkin enzyme masks and scrubs. Okay. You'll have to Google it. Never heard of it. Yeah, me either. But I saw some of the videos and it was like the people were like rubbing this orange stuff all on their face. And I'm like, I'd try it. And it didn't look to be too pricey. Now, I did see where it could get pricey. But like I said, Amazon, it was fairly reasonable. Apparently, it's considered a superfood. The cleansers are apparently blending like fermented pumpkin enzymes, acerola cherries, which are supposed to be naturally rich with nourishing mango butters and chia seed oil. And of course, that multi-purpose formula is supposed to be good as a cleanser, as a brightener, and as a face mask, or even a makeup remover. So that was what I saw trending as far as fall skincare goes. They have pumpkin exfoliating sugar scrubs. They've got exfoliating treatments, masks, cleansers, and of course, moisturizers. So I thought, now that's different. Definitely different. But yeah, Google it and see what your thoughts are on it. I thought, that is very unique. Okay. And then next up, what did I want to touch on? As far as our fall reset, as we're getting ready to shift into these cooler months, I will say fitness. For those of you who don't know, I have been on a health and wellness journey. Me, myself, all of my children are grown now, and I'm a grandmama. I'm getting ready to be 51. So I've been just really trying to work on me, trying to exercise more, make sure I'm staying hydrated, drinking more water, and of course, getting into the gym. I've been going into the gym, going into the pool, trying water aerobics. And of course, those things have been great because it's been summertime, right? But now going into the cooler months, I'm like, some of those days, whenever I don't go into the gym, I will stop off at the high school on my way home and kind of walk around the track for maybe 15, 20 minutes, before I come home. And thankfully, I've invested in a few pieces of home workout equipment so that I can keep myself active at home whenever I don't make it into the gym or pool. But I was trying to think about things that we could do that are indoor, maybe from home, whenever it's really cold, or if you're in an area where it may get snow, and you can't really go outside, but you still want to stay fit. Now, I've never done yoga before, but I see the popularity, and I'm aware of the many benefits. So I wanted to kind of touch on that for those who may be considering, wow, I didn't think about the cooler months changing up my workout routine, or the fact that you might be limited as far as getting outdoors to do your workout. Because many of us, we go outside to get it. You walk a lot. Yes. Girl, I've been trying to walk more. I'll be glad when I can say I walk a lot. I got a walking pad for home, because I used to let that be my excuse. Oh, it's raining outside. No. If I don't stop at the track, I try to walk when I'm at work. I'll take my 15-minute break and go take a walk around the building a few times. Oh, and that's the only thing I hate about being in an office position, because you're sitting. And I've been looking at the vibration plates. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those, but I'm sold now. I've been toying around with the idea of ordering one. And in my mind, I think the benefits outweigh the cons. And so I'm going to get one of those. But I wanted to share some of the benefits on the yoga, because I think some of these benefits many of us will find helpful as a way to relax during the cooler months. Because for many, it's like, they light up their candles, and it's a perfect way to unwind after a long day, as well as get that burst of energy. So I wanted to look at what exactly the benefits are, right? So, of course, experts and healthcare providers state that yoga offers a myriad of health benefits. Keep in mind, you want to definitely check with your healthcare provider before beginning any exercise regimen or routine. I'm simply sharing my opinions and recommendations, okay? But let's look at what some of the benefits and tips are on regards to yoga, and particularly for beginners, which I would be considered. Now, in my mind, I thought this would be good to help with stretching and mobility. And honestly, for people who deal with obesity or may even just be a little on the thicker side, it can make it difficult to exercise or jump right into a fitness regimen, like someone who is more in a healthy lifestyle or weight class, right? Because we know that excess weight can cause joint pain. It just makes everything a little bit more difficult. So if you are like me and you're a yoga beginner, or you've been sedentary for a prolonged period, this is what many healthcare providers recommend as a safe way to kind of get some form of physical fitness, to get stretching, to build up your strength and stamina. So I thought this would be a good idea to take a look at. Now, some of the benefits are that yoga is basically considered a strength training. I didn't know that, honestly. I thought it was just stretching and meditating, right? Which, of course, it does incorporate that, but apparently it's much more. Now, I'm not talking about getting into all the religious side of it at all. I'm more so on the fitness tip and the benefits that it can bring, right? Because, like, for example, if you sit at a desk all day, 8 hours a day, you will get sedentary. And then we know with our muscles, if we don't use them, we lose them. So, yoga does focus on forms of stretching, which can also burn calories. Um, but it's not going to be like a major cardio workout or anything like that. But according to the National Center for Complementary and Alternative Health, or the NCCIH, their research suggests that yoga helps to reduce stress, encourage healthy habits, ease depression and anxiety, support weight loss, help people to quit smoking, reduce menopause symptoms, and help to manage symptoms of chronic illness. So, just based on those things alone, I think this is worth a shot. There are many programs out here from free 99, which is my favorite, to very low cost that offer beginner friendly yoga training. In fact, right here on YouTube, you can find many videos for beginners. So I wanted to share that as my last tip. So far for this fall edition of Trendsetter Talk with Pandi, the fall edition, as far as our self-care is concerned, we have touched on our natural hair, our skin care, and now our weight loss. Or not even our weight loss, I would say our physical fitness. Our physical fitness and things we can do to help support it even during the cooler months. Because it will be fall and winter any day now. It's already getting chippy here. Chippy, nippy, cool. And it's just like all of a sudden, even though we're not quite there yet, you can definitely feel it in the air. It is definitely coming. So, we definitely want to take the necessary steps and measures to make sure we're staying hydrated, we're keeping our hair and skin hydrated, and of course, we are taking care of our vessel, which is our body. Okay? So I think I'm going to be trying some of these things. And like I said, I am definitely going to be ordering the vibration plate because the benefits that it helps with lymphatic drainage, water retention, menopausal weight, and just overall a good workout. So, that alone, I just thought, you know what? This is another great tool to add to my arsenal. I want to live a long, healthy, prosperous life. And in order to do that, I have to work on me. And so as I work on me, I'm sharing it with y'all because you never know who may be out there that needs to be encouraged and hear these messages and know they are not alone. Okay? Just because you may be a few pounds overweight, or you might not be as active as you used to be or you'd like to be, there's still things that you can do to help motivate yourself to just do it. Like Nike, just do it. And you'll be so surprised once you get started. You'll build up your stamina, you'll build up your strength and your endurance, and you'll be able to do more and more as time progresses. At least that's been my experience, and that's what I've been finding, and it feels amazing. It really does. So let me see. Let me take that one down. That was the last one I had on my agenda for the night. Now, I said I was going to talk about spotlighting the business boost, but I honestly think I'm going to save that for a separate video because I wanted to talk more about my personal home-based business and how my business can help people with being able to go into affiliate marketing themselves, be able to improve their credit, be able to learn and understand personal financial fitness strategies to help you empower yourself to generate generational wealth, okay? But I'm not going to go into that tonight. I think I'm going to create a separate live stream for that. That was pretty much it, guys, for this edition. My first live back after not being live for a little while now and just trying to jump back out here and get my feet wet. I'm going to try to really work on my consistency. Back in 2019, baby, you couldn't keep me off the live stream. I was going live every day with content. And I got over 3,000 videos on the channel to prove it. But then somewhere along the line, child, you get stagnant and you slow down. And you can't do that on social media. Consistency really is key. And, your supporters get used to you coming on consistently at a certain day, at a certain time. And when you slack off, it's nothing personal. The algorithm takes them to what drew them to you. And if you're no longer doing the content, they're going to go somewhere else. And I fully understand that. So I'm going to get back out here with the content, boo. I'm going to keep making it pop. And I enjoy hair, skin, lifestyle, fitness, fashion, and of course, trending topics. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you sitting through and engaging with me. I don't never trip off the crowd. I do get the love on the replay gang and the playlist buddies. So I appreciate you being here. I hope you and your family have an amazing week going forward. I'm going to get ready to bring this to a close because I usually only do 30 minutes. Okay? So thank you for being here. And thank everybody. And shout out to the replay crew. For those of you who come through and check out tonight's live stream, I hope you found the information to be helpful. And sharing is caring. Please share the video for me on your community tab, as well as your other social media platforms with someone that you know might enjoy this type of content. I am Pandi of Pandi's Beauty and Beyond. I want everybody to stay safe, stay encouraged, stay blessed, and don't stress. And I will most definitely see you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here, Edwana. Have a good night as well and a good week ahead as well. All right, guys. Good night.